Today, I'm going to be breaking down why having an author's website is crucial for you to increase your sales. And if you stay to the end of this video, I'll walk you through the things that you need in that website so that way you're not overcomplicating it. So be sure to check the timestamps in this video so that way you can skip to whatever parts are most relevant for you. Now, first and foremost, I need to address the biggest question that you probably have. Why do you need an author's website? Well, it establishes your credibility. Yes, having a book itself is a tool that people often use to establish credibility for themselves, but before a lot of people buy a book, they sometimes look up the book, sometimes look up the author. And what you don't want to have in this digital age that we live in today is nothing when someone Googles your name. Not only am I a children's book author, but I am also your new favorite librarian. And something that I do on a daily basis as a librarian is I look up information. In my field, we call ourselves information professionals. Our whole job revolves around being able to search and find information. And if you can't find that information, that's not always a positive. And if you only upload your book, say, to Amazon KDP, if someone were to Google your name and search you a lot more, what are they going to find? Because of how well our search engines are and how much information is not actually private on the internet, what people may find is your personal social media, your personal Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok. That information may not be things that you want your ideal customer to see, because that's going to allow them to make an impression about you that may not necessarily be true. Now, I know what you might be thinking, that you publish your book on Amazon, it allows you to do this really cute bio where you're able to put a photo of yourself that's really nice, a great headshot if you do say so yourself. But something I need us to keep in mind when it comes to Amazon is that you do not have control over Amazon's platform, over how they market you. And this is something I talk about in a video on my channel where I go into the downsides of using Amazon KDP, because for all of its greatness that it gives you, there's some negatives that we have to address. And having limited control and marketability is one of those negatives. So yes, you can have your book on Amazon. You can have your profile on Amazon, but all of that stuff is on Amazon. And so when your customer buys your book on Amazon, they are not building a rapport with you. They're building a rapport with Amazon. And so if later down the line, say you wrote a sequel to that book, or maybe you just write another book in general, how are you gonna let your customer know that? You're gonna upload it to Amazon, obviously. But is Amazon gonna let your customer know that there's another book available? They're not gonna go into the system and say, hey, you purchased Sharon's book back in September. Do you wanna buy her new book that she's releasing in February? No, they're not gonna do that. On the flip side of that, as an author, Amazon's not gonna message you and say, hey Sharon, Frank purchased your book back in March. Now that you're getting ready to publish another book in April, do you wanna have his email address so that way you can let him know that? No, they're not doing that. For all of the greatness that Amazon does, it doesn't allow your customer to build rapport with you, which if you're doing business, which you are as an author, you didn't just write your book just to publish it on Amazon, I hope. My hope would be that you publish your book on Amazon with the intention that someone was gonna buy it and that person was gonna read your book, and hopefully if you wrote more books, read those books as well. But what Amazon doesn't do, it doesn't give you that customer's contact information. It doesn't allow the customer to build rapport with you and get to know you more, so that way you can make more sales down the line. Yes, Amazon allows you to sell those books, but it doesn't increase your visibility with intention like having your own website would allow you to do. Now, I keep saying these two words, right, of website versus webpage, because I understand that a lot of people who are self-publishing their books especially don't have the time, the skill set, or the money to have a robust website. When I started off in my author's journey, I didn't have a full-on robust website. I had a simple web page that was just one page that had all the information I needed. But whereas now that I've been doing this for a while, I have a website that has multiple links, multiple pages, and has a lot more information there. But for my people that are just starting out, are not really sure if this is the right thing for you, I definitely encourage you to go to web page option. So overall, as you're thinking about web page versus website, a web page is what it sounds like. It is a page, right? One page that you could scroll on that has all your information consolidated in one place. Whereas a website has multiple pages, multiple links, a lot more exploration on it to dive a little bit deeper. Each one of them is going to accomplish the same thing, like I said, but the website is going to go a little bit deeper. But across the board, whether you're having a website versus a web page, I definitely encourage you to have one of those, just so that way your ideal customer can get to know you, you can get to know them, and you can increase your sales by being able to stay in contact with them and build that rapport between the two of you. Let's apply this to the real world. Let's say we're at a networking event and someone comes up to me and they ask me, what do I do for work? I will respond and tell them that I am a librarian, but I'm also their new favorite children's book author, and I recently wrote a book called He's Mine, which is about a relationship between a young boy and his incarcerated father. They will probably say, oh wow, that sounds so amazing. Where can I purchase your book? And I will tell them, I sell my book on Amazon. You can find it there if you type in the name He's Mine and my name, Charisma Antoinette. And I just walk off. They go home on their computer, they type it up, and they may find my book when they type it up, if they can spell my name correctly, Lord willing, but also they may find other books that are similar to mine. They may be distracted by the things that they see on the webpage and they may click off of it. And so that's why it's important to have your own website to minimize those distractions and keep people on a target focus towards your book. If someone were to ask me, how can they purchase my book? I tell them first and foremost to go to my website, charismaantoinette.com. And from there, it's very direct and clear for them to purchase a book from me without the distractions for them of purchasing someone else's book instead, on accident or otherwise. I can speak for myself when I say that a lot of the read aloud opportunities that I get, or community vending opportunities, or even keynote addresses I've been able to get from people has come from me having my own website. Not only because it adds an air of credibility, but because people are able to get to know me a lot more than just, I have a book on Amazon, or I just have a book, period. They're able to read on my platform why I chose to be an author, what motivated me, what's keeping me going, what sparked me to do this journey. Yes, on Amazon, you can do your profile and your bio, and you can explain that, but there's a character limit. Whereas on your own website, you can be as detailed as you want to be, as creative as you want to be, and give people a deeper insight into why you're doing the work. One of the most profound pieces of advice I got early in my author career that I will give to you today is that people will buy from you because they know, like, and trust you. That is one of the ways for you to build not just a one-time customer, but a repeat customer. And going back to that point about being able to really build that rapport with your customer, when you have your own website and someone makes a sale, you're able to track that information in terms of their email addresses, so that way you're able to stay in contact with them and let them know about future events that you have going on, additional books that you're selling. Even if people go to your website and they don't do a sale, you can easily just have a feature on your website for them just to stay connected. I know for me personally, I am on so many listservs, I have lost track of it. But you can also just gather a listserv on your own without people actually making a purchase. So that way you're just building up a repertoire of people that you can reach out to when you have another book to sell, when you have an opportunity out there in terms of doing a read aloud that you want to get more people at, or if you want to start expanding your portfolio from writing just books to now maybe you want to do workshops and different things like that. Building an email list is equally as important, and you can do that on your own website, unlike having only Amazon as your main source for engaging with your customer. So I'm talking a lot about, why it's so important and your target customer, reaching them and building rapport and they know, like, and trust you, all these different things, right? But what does that actually mean practically? Number one, you need to figure out where you want to host your website. Now, there's a variety of different platforms that you can use, like Shopify, Squarespace, Wix, Google Sites, and so many more. Personally, for myself, when I started with my website, I started with Shopify, and then as I expanded, it was doing a lot more, I then shifted over to Wix instead. And so it really is about figuring out what platform works the best for you and what you actually want to do on said platform, because each one does the same thing. They just do it a little bit differently. And once you figure out which one you want to use, then you need to figure out what you're putting on to the actual website. And what you put on your website or webpage does not, please hear me if you heard nothing else. Your website does not have to be complicated. It does not have to have a lot to convey a lot. Here are the things I want to make sure that you have on your website to grow your customer base, grow your business, and really allow yourself to shine on your platform. And I want you to do this in order. Have a clear about section. In your about section should at least have these 3 key things. Who are you? What do you write? And why do you write? You can do more than just that, but do those 3 key things. Now, as we scroll on the page, I want you to have underneath your about section, your products. And when you include your product, be able to include like a short description about the book. If you're doing picture books like I do, I encourage you to have a blurb about what age range is best for. If you have information like reviews of the book, feel free to throw that in there as well, and put a link for them to be able to order your book. If you don't want to sell your book on your own website, that's fine. You can link from your website back to Amazon. I feel like if you're doing the website though, you should sell your books from your own website. It's like that's the benefit of having the web page in the first place, especially because we talked about this in another video on my channel. Amazon takes 60% of your royalties when it comes to publishing your book there. So why tell people to buy from Amazon when they can purchase from you and you can get 100% of the royalties? After you do that section about, remember we're doing about section, we're doing a product section. After our product section, I want you to do a stay connected section. This section should have an opportunity for them to sign up for a listserv or some kind of way for you to gather their email address so you can reach back out to them later if they've made a book purchase or not. Just so that way you can continue to build your customer base and allow them to continue to get to know who you are as an author, but most importantly, as a business owner as well. And don't hesitate to include things like your own email address or your social media if you have those things as well that you want to showcase to them, so that way they can continue to stay connected with you if they don't want to provide that email address as well. And of course, feel free to throw in some photos, some videos if you have those things as well, especially if they are high resolution images that people are able to see clearly when blown up on a web page, or if they're minimized on a phone. But those 3 sections are the main and only thing really you need to get started when it comes to a website or a web page. Your about section where you explain who you are, your product section where you explain what you're selling, and your stay connected section where you showcase how they can continue to stay in contact with you. That's it. Like I said, having a website doesn't have to be complicated. It can cost a penny depending on how detailed you want to get with it and how much you want your website to do. But overall, are cute pants. But having your own platform really allows you to control the narrative and highlight who you are and allow people to join the journey with you wherever that journey takes you. If you liked what you heard in this video, feel free to check out my other videos on my page where I go deeper into different self-publishing topics that can help you along your publishing journey to be successful no matter what stage you are at.